I'm Johnny Stumpf. If you're new, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about things that I keep in mind to let go of that fear of being perceived. And I'm going to be painting some tiny portraits as I do it, so brushing away the fear of being perceived. I'm going to paint some tiramisu or something. For some reason, I only really know how to paint confectionery items. Was in the locker room and I had this like tiny sample bottle of cologne and it fell and shattered everywhere. And it made everything smell like tiramisu, the very masculating scent. In memoriam, I feel like it's only fair that I paint that. So let's get into it. All right, so I myself am a musician. I don't know, I've gotten like really inactive on all my socials and online, not really putting myself out there as much as I feel like I should, because there's just this underlying fear of what are people perceiving, like what are they thinking, even just an Instagram story, because when you like scroll, like I can't look at like who's viewing my story. It stresses me out. It's just like that's an actual person and they are perceiving whatever I have put out there for people to see, which I guess, you know, I'm the one who put it there. And I mean, at the end of the day, no one actually cares. People are doing their own thing. They have their own business to worry about, but it's just that subconscious fear. It is what it is. Everything's kind of cringe. I'm kind of exiting this phase that I've been in now, and these are things I'm actively keeping in mind as I even share this video. I just want to make sure that I stay the course. This video is for myself just as much as it is for anybody who possibly is watching. I hope this goes in focus. Maybe if I block my face. I'm not the world's best artist. I took a couple paint classes. I'm gonna do like a brown. How do I get this open? Oh no! Yellows. Rinse and repeat. There's definitely better ways to execute this. Let me just sacrifice a pencil. Okay, need some yellows up in here. It got on the table, dang. So if someone doesn't like what you put out, it's not always personal. With media becoming so divided, there are so many different subgenres that people are entertained by, opposed to when everyone was watching the same channels, everyone's watching the same exact thing, which there are still obviously massive stars and people who are extremely famous. But I'm making media right now and I'm a random person from Massachusetts. It's just about overall intention. It's very possible to successfully execute that, but everyone has different senses of humor. What my parents find funny is not always going to resonate with me as a member of Gen Z, and vice versa. Culture is always going to constantly shift with each generation, and there's always a different kind of audience that will enjoy content. So if somebody doesn't, you know, it just has to do with their personal taste. Right, tiramisu update. Let me block my face so you can see it. Coming along. It's kind of small, so you can't really see it. Do a little close-up at the end. It's not anything amazing. It's just something to do with my hands because I like to do something with my hands. If you're so heavily attached to your ego, and if you're so heavily attached to analytics or your sense of self, in pursuing the arts, it's jot down sometimes. For a while, I kind of valued my self-value on how my music was performing by my standards of success, by my own metrics, because obviously, you know, I'm not Harry Styles or anything. I don't know, I was on like an IKEA playlist this past month. I was on like the New Year's IKEA playlist. Flex, specifically in IKEA in the Philippines, they played my song Peripheral Vision. Sometimes, jokes aside, like where a music video gets a little more views than usual, you know, there's other times where it's not going well. Sometimes stuff flops because, you know, maybe this isn't performing the way I want it to. Success as a person or in life is completely subjective. It's really hard to define that by career metrics or whatever. It's not you, you know, it can be a facet of who you are, but people are very complex. There's some musicians that are really bad people, but they make great art, but you know, that doesn't excuse what they're doing in real life or treating other people. So when I started singing, like guys, I'm not a trained singer. I wanted to start because I really wanted to sing songs that I write. I really enjoy creating and like adding the production and visuals and stuff like that. I'm not like the best singer by any means. So when I started, I would post songs and I would like get, I don't want to say hate comments. I would get comments in like different languages and it would be like, mal cantante. I would go on Google Translate and it would mean like bad singer. And I was just like, okay, I mean, I should know that because I'm Puerto Rican. So I also took Spanish in high school. I should brush up on the Spanish or throw up emojis or whatever. And it's just like, okay, like damn, like that sucks. It's whatever, like we survived, I'm still here. You get a shit comment, you know, it is what it is. I would perform around my school. I did a couple that were really, really bad. And I'm just like, I look back and I'm like, dang, I should have been really embarrassed, like a lot more embarrassed than I was at the time. I don't know, I didn't care as much. Being like crappy performances or getting crappy comments from people, throw up emojis and mal cantante. You kind of just realize like it doesn't affect literally anything. Let me put an update. This is where we're at. I'm gonna add some details later. It looks like a cake. I gotta do this again. Let's do the pencil. No matter what's perceived of you, continue existing. Like, I'm still out here eating and drinking and breathing, painting a tiny tiramisu, despite what people thought, whether they thought my performance was good or bad or worst thing they've ever seen or the best thing. I have no way of knowing, because you never know what people are thinking. You don't know what people's true thoughts or intentions are ever. So it's just not that serious. And also in the same realm, like, nobody really cares. I'm like referring to just putting yourself out there, singing or whatever, not committing actual crimes. Just don't do that, because then it does matter how you're perceived, because you're going to jail. Another thing, I just mix these together. Not to be corny, but accepting who you are. I don't want to get into cliches like just be you. That's not something that comes overnight, really. The thing I think about just our kind of entire generation, I think we're very obsessed with like having these like glow ups. Why wouldn't we? Because we're constantly exposed to other people's success and other people's accomplishments online. Especially these past couple years, I've kind of had this obsession with like perfectionism. I want to be this big Greek god version who also, you know, is a musician and artsy and pursuing the arts, whatever the hell. Would always end up moving the goalpost a bit. Every time I got something that I kind of wanted, it's just like, well, I still don't have this, so I can't do this because I don't have this physique, I don't have this many followers, I don't have this much money, so, you know, I can't show myself right now because it's not that time, which can just be a very toxic mindset, because you're going to continue existing either way. Your life is yours, and strive for more, but not constantly, I think, live in this, you know, oh, well, I'm invalid right now. I've seen it with myself, but I also just kind of see it in the culture online. If that truly does make you happy, then you should absolutely go for that and chase after that, but also kind of accept that you're always going to be the same person. You know, you are who you are. No amount of constantly like either envying this idea that you might have of yourself or envying other people is going to change that. I found that when I like let that go a little bit, you start a lot happier and you enjoy yourself a little bit more. Alright, this is my tiramisu update. Adding some leaves. I don't know if it is basil. I don't know if basil goes well with tiramisu. Let's keep it going. It's okay. It's fine. You don't have to be this all-knowing guru in whatever subject matter you're beginning to make something out of it, and then maybe you can reach that point eventually. Who knows? Corny Tumblr quote here. I see movement is better than no movement, so you do you. It's coming out kind of nice. I mean, I like it. I have to fix the edges a little, but it's a cute little tiramisu. I'll put this on my nightstand or whatever or whatnot, where it will then probably proceed to collect dust for many years. Put it on a plate. I'll put it on like a grayish plate. You know what I've learned by now? I'm gonna use the pencil. Lovely. Alright, so like the last point that I'm gonna kind of make is, I kind of touched on this earlier a bit, but you know, when you're dealing with other people, a lot of the time you're just dealing with their projections. This isn't new or profound information by any means. This has been known, but it's just something that I forget 90% of the time, you know, when you're dealing with people and maybe they don't like you or they do, or doesn't mean that exactly what they're valuing is correct or wrong. It's just completely subjective. You know, all have their own ideologies and surroundings that they've essentially grown up with. And, you know, just personal tastes that they might have. There's a theory that like everything is a projection, but I think that there are some things maybe that they just rightfully so have a problem. It's not exactly a projection or insecurity. But a lot of the time though, in life, when dealing with a lot of different things, it is, especially when it comes to like people judging people based off their appearance, status, how much money they have, things that people value in themselves. They perceive that you too should be valuing that. They might have an issue with what you're pursuing. If you're like going after something, it could just be a sense of competitiveness, because that's pretty common in just life in general. you owe it to yourself, whoever you are, to go after whatever you want, you know, whatever it truly is that you desire. And you can't spend your life shrinking yourself down because you're afraid of being perceived or afraid of stepping on people's toes. You owe it to yourself to go after whatever it is you want and do it unapologetically. You know, you have one life, it's short, and pursue things that truly make you happy. Once again, without negative inflictions, you know, that don't negatively hurt people. Then you can sleep a little more peacefully, whether it happens or not, knowing that, you know, you're going after it. So, I don't know, that's kind of my 2 cents. Let's see. Oh no, this is getting kind of messed up. Did this not come with the red? Maybe it's the vermilion to make red. But wait, you can't make red. This is a primary color. No red. We'll do like a light coral color. I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm trying to multitask here, all right? I'm trying to drop some knowledge, or not really, but or perceptions. All right, let's do this light orange color in the background. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you watched this long, I appreciate you so much. I'm so excited to like start just talking in my videos and just chatting, shooting the shit, just yapping for a solid 20 minutes a week. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on anything that I've talked about here and leave it open to online discourse. So guys, I've reached the finishing point for my tiramisu. I finished what I was gonna talk about, and then I worked on this for like 20 minutes more. Here we go. This is the finishing product. Here, let me move up a bit. Oh, it's focused on my face. No. Face tracking, turn off, please. This isn't about me. I'm pleased with it. It will go on my shelf somewhere. If you guys don't like my painting here, that obviously belongs in the Louvre. You know what? I'm just gonna take my own advice from this video. Okay, I don't care. So that's all. Thank you for watching. Peace.